Hi, everyone. Welcome to Beyond Identity's August, right? Yeah, August live stream. Today we have two features to show you. Both are hot off the press, recently released. Harry will be taking one of them and I'll be taking the other one. The first up will be reality check, and then we'll talk about the Chrome OS support. So I think to most of you, Harry is a newer face, so I'll hand it over for him to introduce himself and walk you through the demo. Um, at any time, feel free to leave questions, comments, anything you'd like. So, all yours, Harry.
Yeah, thanks for the intro, Jing. Hi, I'm Harry, an engineer here on the growth team here at Beyond Identity, and I'm super excited to be here to tell you about one of our new products in early access called Reality Check. Here we go. Yeah, so what is Reality Check, you say? It is a zero trust plugin for video conferencing built on top of our phish-resistant MFA platform to help protect your organization against generative AI threats. So, what's the problem that we're trying to solve here? We're trying to protect your organization from generative AI threats. As you can see, these are making lots of headlines in the news these days, with the most notable happening this past February, where a finance worker was duped into transferring $25 million to adversaries after joining a video call with the CEO, CFO, chief of staff, and other executive members, all whom were deepfake recreations. When this news first broke out, we took a look at our own security platform and asked ourselves, is there anything that our platform, is there anything that Beyond Identity could have done to prevent this? And so before jumping into our solution, let's take a look at existing solutions. The two out there are deepfake detection and end user training. We believe deepfake detection is not the best solution because deepfake detections and the deepfakes themselves will always be in a continuous cycle of which one's on top. As the detection algorithms get better, the generation algorithms will also get a lot better. And of course, this is a cybersecurity company, and we know your end users are always your weakest link. And the common things surrounding these two solutions are they are probabilistic and do not provide certainty. So what do we have? We have a solution that can provide you guarantees, and these are the guarantees that we can provide for you. In a video call, you can be assured that the participant authenticated with a hardware-bound credential. They also authenticated with an enrolled biometric, as well as they are entering the video call from a compliant device. And all three facets can give you trust in the participants on the call. So how it works, Reality Check is a Zoom plugin that allows you to display a badge of authenticity on your Zoom calls. So what happens is you authenticate into Reality Check through our Beyond Identity phish-resistant MFA, getting the guarantees that we just talked about in the previous slide. And this renders a green badge of authenticity on your video stream. Let's take a look at this in action. So just this morning, actually, as you can see, I'm wearing the same shirt that I am in this video. We actually had a deepfake generator camera set up where I am impersonating as Keanu Reeves. So in this video, you're actually watching from the perspective of Kasha, my coworker. And we are in a business meeting talking about some important stuff. Money is involved, so we have to go through this process of authenticating with reality checks so we can trust each other. So me and Kasha, we're just exchanging hellos, and Kasha is now authenticating with reality check. Prompts her for her biometric. She passes policy, and her badge on her Zoom turns to green. However, I'm still unverified, both my identity and device, so I can't be trusted. I've been caught red-handed, and at this point, I just decide to leave the call because it is not worth pursuing any further. And yeah, that's about it. If you want to get access to Reality Check, check us out at our website, beyondidentity.com/realitycheck. And I'll throw it back to you, Jane.
Thanks. You look great as Keanu Reeves, but I guess everybody does, right? That's the point. Awesome. So, the next feature that I would like to share, I'm just getting my screen share up, is our Chrome OS support. So, Beyond Identity has this notion of universal passkey coverage, right? And the idea is that if you have MFA deployed, But not universally, adversaries can still exploit the patchwork MFA, right? Because you're only as strong as your weakest link. And something we've noticed in recent years is, we already support Windows, we support Mac, Linux, Android, iOS, iPad, etc. But in recent years, we've noticed a significant increase in Chromebook usage, and Chromebooks run Chrome OS. So it makes sense because Chromebooks provide this kind of cost-effective device for organizations that spend, a good amount of their budget on managed devices. But it did mean that there was a whole operating system out there where no phishing-resistant MFA can go, right? Because currently in the market, phishing-resistant MFA coverage for Chrome devices is very light. You as the admin with the Chrome OS coverage, now that we have extended our platform support for Chrome OS, you now never have to worry about whether or not authentication will work on all of your endpoints or, accounting for any of the fancy cryptographic functions for each OS. And it turns out, a lot of the edge cases that erode this sense of universality around phishing-resistant MFA often are surprisingly common. So we just really wanted to be able to deliver a secure single device phishing resistant MFA that can work no matter where your users are going to work. So I think we've talked through these value propositions there. Let's jump into the demo. All right, let me go to Chrome OS passkey enrollment. So this is how you would enroll an end user into Chrome OS. So this is a pretty standard Beyond Identity enrollment flow, right? So you as the admin can send this email to end users, and this email will contain their enrollment instructions. On Chrome OS, all the user has to do is click register a passkey, at which point we will start the passkey creation process, right? And I'm pretty sure most of you know, but a passkey is a FIDO2 credential with a public-private key pair, so there's no shared secrets. And unique to Beyond Identity, that private key never moves, so it's a device-bound passkey, right? So giving you that extra enterprise-level assurance. So during enrollment process, the user is prompted for their biometric to provide that inheritance factor. And you can see that the passkey has been created for the account. So the passkey details will contain, the user's email as well as the device and the browser, just so there's enriched context for each passkey. There's a world in which, especially as an admin, you might have multiple passkeys for your different environments, right? So if that's enrollment, now let's jump into how login works. So this is how login would look like. And again, one of our core value propositions is single device phishing resistant MFA, right? We don't want your users to have to go grab a phone for a push notification, enter a code. What a hassle. It turns out every endpoint can be or can provide its own strong device-bound authentication. So let's take a look at how that would look like. So right now I am attempting to log into an Okta environment. So this is Beyond Identity set up as delegated authentication from Okta. We work with any SSO out there, Okta, Entra, OneLogin, so on and so forth. Of course, if you're interested, Beyond Identity also has our own SSO. So we also, provide our authentication across our own SSO as well. But in this instance, the user is trying to log in to their enterprise environment that's behind Okta. There is no password field because anytime you have the option to configure a phishable credential, it turns out attackers can now run what's called an authentication downgrade attack, where instead of using your most strong authentication, they'll downgrade your authentication flow to the least strong. So with Beyond Identity, this entire sort of password field is removed, and what you're left with is just the phishing resistant piece. All right, I'm gonna click next, goes by pretty quickly. I'm gonna select my passkey enriched with all of my environment details. I'm gonna click that, and it's going to prompt me once more for my biometric for the inheritance factor. And then it's going to check for public-private key correlation. And once that matches, I will be logged in to my Okta environment. And fairly straightforward. That is the demo for Chrome OS. It looks identical to how Beyond Identity works for Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, etc. This sort of universal, consistent experience is also something that, we hope once you deploy Beyond Identity, just because a user is on a different operating system, there still shouldn't be any surprises. Okay, let me stop sharing and see if there are any questions in chat. Mark J. Miller says, I like the idea, but how difficult would it be for someone to deepfake the authenticity badge? That's an excellent question, Harry. You want to take that?
Yeah, so right now, there's kind of two components to reality check. One of them is the badge that is on the video stream. The other is the side panel. I didn't get a chance to highlight it as much in the video, but that shows like the list of verified participants, and that can't be spoofed. And so right now, yes, the badge is a little bit spoofable because it is rendered on the client side. So, assuming an adversary has full control of their client and has access to spoof a badge, and that cannot be trusted. However, the security side panel that shows the list of verified and unverified participants is pulled directly from our cloud and can be trusted. And we are currently working with these video conferencing vendors to hopefully, have a solution where it can be rendered server side or on receiver side, so the badge then can become unspoofable.
So I think the demo is directly in Zoom, and Zoom is the first integration that we support. But if there's a video conferencing tool that you're particularly interested in, feel free to let us know in chat or, DM us on LinkedIn directly. Do you want to talk through some of the future application integrations that you're thinking through? This is roadmap stuff. This is just us having fun now, by the way. The demos are done.
Yeah, for sure, Jing. Way to tee up these questions. You know, we are a zero trust platform, and we're like right now we as a company we help secure your applications and your devices, and we're like, what other mediums can we help secure? And the first one that we kind of jumped into because of the Hong Kong deepfake scandal was video conferencing, but other mediums that we looked into are email. As we know, like signing and encrypting emails has been around for a while, but how can we bring that to the general population and make it easy to use, easy to administer, and secure by design? Another thing that we looked into was internal communication, such as Slack or Teams chat. How can you verify that who you're talking to over those mediums are also secured? And then something that we've also kind of like touched up on is, like the shared workspace documents, such as, the Google Suite, the Microsoft Suite, all those tools as well.
Yeah. Sometimes I think of it as, what can you sign with digital signatures, right? It's not just like a Zoom video. You can imagine one day we could do a live stream where both of our devices and identities are attested against and we have a badge, right? But it's also, as Harry mentioned, emails, collaboration, content, even your repositories, right? Imagine a world in which every code commit is signed and attested to. That's kind of our vision for reality check, because you would want assertions of reality in these key moments, within a person's workflow. All right. I don't see any other comments or feedback. As always, Harry and I are very findable on LinkedIn, so please reach out anytime. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And with that, I think we can wrap up this short and sweet live stream. If you want more information, beyondidentity.com is where you should go. If you want to give feedback, just LinkedIn message Harry and myself. If you have our emails, just email us directly, right? But I don't want to assume that. All right, folks, have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See you next time. Bye.